Hi and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining. My name is Melissa and on my channel I talk about comics, specifically the ones that I'm working on. Right now I'm working on a graphic novel and I'm also working on a shorter mini comic about a witch and a cat. Today I just want to talk about the end of the year since today is Christmas, actually, Christmas morning. So Merry Christmas if you celebrate that, and happy holidays in general. But you know, usually at the end of the year, people get reflective about the year and start to think about what they've done in this year and if it lines up to what they thought this year would be. And so in this video, I just want to chill out a little bit with you and talk about that. So for me personally, I think I'm really happy about this year and how it turned out. Like, this year was really difficult. I had lost my dog that I had for 15 years. She passed away near the top of this year around February, and that was really hard, kind of like going through that grief. And then it was hard because my financial situation got really rough, and then I had to, as I talked about, get another job. So then it was really hard to like juggle the multiple jobs and still be working on my art and my pitch. So yeah, this year definitely had its share of hardships, but in the end, I still think it was good because I did accomplish a lot of the goals that I had for this year. Like, I remember at the beginning of the year saying that I wanted it to be more of a balanced year. Like, I wanted to see more friends and I wanted to try to activate my social life a little bit more. And I'm glad to say that I really did do that. Like, a few weeks ago, I went to MICE, the Massachusetts Independent Comics Expo, for the first time. And I've been at expos before, but I really like MICE. It's in Boston, Massachusetts. I really like how this one came out because it was really small. It was more local, and I'm not local to the Boston area, but it was about a 3-hour drive for me, which wasn't that bad. But I was able to see my friend Liz, who's also an artist. And all in all, it was just a really good time to be with my friend. And it was a really good time to see all these artists in the artist alley selling their independent work. It's always just really inspirational because I really want to sell my work as well. I've always wanted to bring my stories out and share them with other people and just get them out of the sketchbooks. But for the longest time, I was actually trying to land a job in animation. And I really do have to talk about my animation journey. Like, it really was a whole journey, and it took many years. I did land some animation roles, but it's a long story that I'll get into another time. Anyway, while I was working in animation, I was making personal work, but I was never really making personal work to kind of like share and like sell with other people, because most of the time when you're working in animation, you just really have to focus on your animation portfolio. If you know, you know. It's just a lot of like taking feedback from directors and tailoring your portfolio so that other directors would want to hire you. So that's really what I was focused on. And this year, really, I would say, was the first year where I kind of decided, okay, like, I don't want to work in animation anymore. I want to kind of make my own things and build up a platform for myself, which is why I started getting more serious about YouTube and kind of just making decisions in my life to build up my own inventory and build up my own art practice. And so I'm just really proud of that because for a long time I was holding on to working in the industry, and I'm just really glad that I went independent. And going to art expos like MICE is just really eye-opening because you can see how other people are doing it. People want to tell you that independent art doesn't make any money, and yes, it really is hard to make money as an independent artist, but like, as long as you have another job to depend on for your money, it's fine. Like, you can fund your own self with your day job money, which is kind of the path that I'm down with. But yeah, all really good things. And I can also show you some of the stuff that I got at MICE too, so you can see what I'm talking about. One sec. So yeah, while I was at MICE, I met one artist named Samara Reed, and I think she has Instagram. I'll put her Instagram at the bottom of the screen so you can see. But look, like, this is the kind of stuff that she was selling. Like, this is all her own stuff, her own worlds. She wrote the script, drew it out, everything. And now it's like a physical book for you to see and read. Like, I just think that's really cool, really amazing. I think she has it running on Tapas or another webcomic platform right now, but seeing the physical copy is something else. And then I got another independent comic by an artist that I already follow. Her name is Chelsea Akpan. Look at her style. It's very Dexter's Lab, like very 50s, 60s type graphic art. Yeah, so it's just really inspirational seeing all these people sell their stuff at these markets. It's just remarkable, and that's where I want to be as well. And I started it this year, and that's awesome, you know? It's also a goal of mine to show at that convention. If not that one, which is in Boston, just any local one. There's not a lot of local art events where I'm from in upstate New York, but there are like little craft fairs and stuff. And I don't know if people who go to a craft fair would be interested in comics, but I mean, like, just having the booth up and having the inventory to sell, I think is a great goal for me to have. And I planted the seeds for that by actually starting these comics and by, you know, collecting research about comic making and stuff this year. So I'm really happy that I did that. Another thing too is just having a business plan in general. This was the year that I really started crafting a business plan. Yeah, so the date on here says May 13th, 2025. I literally wrote up a business plan in May and I have it pasted up on my wall. It's just really helpful because I broke things down like month by month, kind of where I want to be with my art practice, and just in general, I want to develop my skills for the corporate world. Like, I'm actually planning on going back to school to get another degree, or like a certificate. I don't know if it has to be like a whole degree, but something just to earn my base income earn more base income so that I can pour more into my art. And so I'm actually going to start classes next month, which is really crazy. I'm really nervous about that, but I'm really excited about that as well. It's another thing that I'm going to be adding to my little juggling pot here, but you know, all for the best. Like, we're trying to go up. We're trying to do big and greater things next year, right? We're trying to have the bag we deserve, have the money we deserve, and just live comfortably. And that's part of the plan. So I'm really happy that I'm starting those classes, and I finished the graphic novel pitch, which is crazy. Like, that's gonna take some years. That's a whole long process, obviously, of pitching and editing and drawing a book and, you know, doing yada, yada, yada with publishers. And I'm only just starting with that. But the fact that I finished the pitch is amazing because it took me about, I would say, 2 solid years of writing and conceptualizing the Space Girl story. So yeah, I'm just really happy to have that pitch done, and you know, the comics are going well, and then just the fact that I have this YouTube channel, like, that's a big win as well that I started this year. Well, I didn't start this channel this year, but this was the year that I kind of decided to take it seriously. All of these things are working together to kind of like build my life up and put it in the direction that I want it to be in, and I'm just really grateful for that. What about you? How did your year go? Did you have a lot of ambitions for your art or for your extracurricular activities outside of your job? Or maybe your goals were only about your job? If so, like, what were they, and were you able to fulfill it? How do you feel about the end of this year? I feel like the end of the year, people like to say, oh, it was a bad year altogether, or it was a good year altogether, but no year is ever gonna be all bad and all good, because that's just not how life works. So I think it's important to kind of take the good with the bad and take the bad with the good, and kind of just see the year as it was as a whole, and learn from this year and bring those lessons into the next year. For me personally, I want to continue this kind of balance that I've gotten this year, or at least have really tried to maintain. I really did try to be more balanced this year in having social life with my friends, in my corporate job, and with my art practice. I used to only kind of be just laser focused on my art, and I used to just do that like day in, day out, and kind of neglect other things like exercise, walking, and talking to friends, and all this other stuff. But wouldn't you know, when I started to be more balanced, when I started to prioritize friendships and like my health and all this other stuff, plus the art, my art actually got better. Like, it actually got better. It got easier for me to make my art. I got more energy when I was making my art, and I felt more just like clear mentally and physically when I would sit down to do what I do. And so I really want to just keep that lesson and just bring it like more into this next year. Because now that I'm adding on school, I will be starting school again, like in my 30s. I'll be starting it next year. Like, it's gonna get even more crazier than it already is, but I know I can do it because look at all the stuff that I've already managed to do, and I've been juggling stuff all along the way. And so I think, like, let's just go into the new year with that attitude. Like, we can do it. We just have to keep our minds like, stuck on the prize, and we have to take care of ourselves. We can't neglect ourselves just for the sake of one goal. Everything is working together, And so that's what I want to remember next year. But how about you? Like, I would like to hear about your goals and what you learned from this 2025. And I also hope that you get some rest before the new year starts and are able to reflect with yourself and with your family. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for checking out my channel. I really do appreciate all the support, and I really appreciate all the comments you guys leave. I love reading it, and I love just talking about my art and my characters, and I'm so excited to keep sharing more with you guys in the next year. So you guys have a good day, good holiday, and I'll see you soon.